boy, did I miss the feeling of hair on the sides of my face. I was wearing a dress yesterday that has a lower back, and I could feel my hair. I could feel my hair touch my shoulder blades. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've achieved it. Because I was just like, it's so soft. And so I waggled my head around. Hello. It has been a few weeks. It's good to see you again. So I just want to show you something because I found a leaf. So I was standing outside of a coffee truck this morning and it was below this butter yellow maple, and I was thinking, man, wouldn't it be awfully convenient if I found just the perfect butter yellow maple leaf? Lo and behold, one fell right in front of me. And it is the, well, okay, all right, except for that one mark. It is the most perfect little yellow maple leaf I've ever seen in my life. And so I picked it up and I called it mine. And it is my squishy. So, but I guess the little blemish on it is testament that things that are seemingly perfect still have character. Today I would like to talk about how I grew out my pixie cut. That's a long story. So join me on the journey of rewinding the clock. It is February of 2019 and I'm a senior in high school. I decide it's time for a change and I think a pixie cut is a great idea. And I had bra strap length hair at the time. So it was about, I want to say 4 to 6 inches longer than it is now. And I go to the salon, I cut it off, c'est la vie, and I start my journey with a pixie cut. It would go between different vibes of pixie cutness. So there were some times when it was really short and I had an undercut, or it was longer and I was rocking the floof, something like that. So in total, I kept my hair in a pixie for about a year, a little bit over a year. And it wasn't until April or May of 2020, right at the beginning of quarantine, when I started to grow it out. I missed being able to tuck my hair behind my ears a lot. And the day that I was able to do the official little tuck, which was a very proud day for me, and I'll put it right here, I just felt so chic and so feminine. I just let it grow because I wasn't going to see anybody over quarantine anyways, and the whole state was shut down, so it didn't even matter. So I was able to experiment with styles during this time. I found myself doing fun twists and mini braids and styling my hair wavy if it would do it that day. I also ended up using sock curls. Was just long enough. I think it was about cheekbone length. I might be wrong, but you'll see in these pictures. I was able to use socks and curl them in different directions all around my head, and then wake up the next morning, brush it out, and I looked like Marilyn Monroe. So what I would do is I would trim my hair myself, because at the point where it was just long enough to tuck behind my ears from these pieces, the back pieces were still short, because I did have that undercut. So what I did was I would just take 2 mirrors and trim up the back myself. But there came a point where it got in this weird transitional, it's too long to do some of the things I was just doing, and then it was too short to do all the other things I wanted to do, like a ponytail or a braid or a bun. Oh my gosh, a bun. One of my New Year's resolutions this year of 2021 was to achieve a bun by the end of the year. And we have made that. Shall I demonstrate? I can finally lift all my hair into one swoop and tie it back, and it stays. Long story short, that is how I grew out my pixie cut. It definitely helped that I had a pandemic going on when it was through the most awkward phases, but the awkward phase didn't last long. It actually didn't last long. You just have to do it right. And so my version of doing it right was styling the front, trimming the back. That was it. To say that I properly grew out my pixie into a bob length, I would say that took a year. One thing that I liked to do when it reached the bob phase was when it was wet, I would twist a huge section of the top layer of my hair, this right here. This I would leave alone, but I would twist this part when it was wet, and then I would pin it back. And then I would let it dry that way, so when I released, it gave me some wavy texture in here, kind of like that, but more bouncy, of course, and I would leave it like that for a few days, and then start over and do it again. So fast forward to May of this year. It has now been a year, a little over a year since I had started growing out my pixie, and so now it's a full-blown bob, and I was about to sing in 2 different weddings for my friends, and so I wanted to look nice to go to these weddings, and so I went to get my hair dyed back brown because I'm naturally a medium brunette, but also this is natural from the sun. And then this part is the leftover from when I went really bright blonde by accident. That's a whole nother story. But so I went brown, and I had her shape it up just a little bit, give me some layers, which is why these pieces exist. This is my growth right here, but had it dyed brown, and it was so bouncy and so fun. But then I went to work at Camp Hidden Lake with Life Teen over the summer, and I got into the really bad habit of washing my hair daily because I worked in a kitchen. So I would get food in my hair, or it would smell like grease, or it'd be sweaty because I would have to walk from main camp back to housing. So I washed it every day in hard water, and it made my hair dull. It didn't make it break off or anything, but it definitely didn't have its luster. Came back in August, so just a few months ago, and I'm still trying to break the habit of washing my hair every day. I just feel not pulled together when I don't, but I finally bought some dry shampoo again. I had sworn off dry shampoo because it made my scalp itch. Now I use it for emergencies. But yes, so now I'm at what I want to say is a medium hair length. I don't know if this is a bob anymore. I think it's more of a lob situation, like a long bob. I can pull it into buns and ponytails, and I achieved my first braid the other day, my first French braid since I was a senior in high school. I could have cried. I was so happy. I don't intend on cutting my hair again. I really like having long hair. I feel very womanly and feminine, and I'm just super excited to braid it down my back and to feel it like smack against my shoulder when I turn my head. But now, while I'm trying to revamp my hair after the hard water this summer, something that I'm trying to do, and I did the other night, is I have argan oil that I got in a FabFitFun subscription box, and so I'm like, I should actually use this. So what I did, and what I want to continue to try doing, is before I wash my hair, the night before I wash my hair, I brush all the oils through down to the bottom of my hair, down to the ends, and then from there, I'm gonna put that argan oil on the ends of my hair, get those nice and saturated, and then use the leftover from my palms to rub on the front pieces of my hair because those are touched the most and receive the most abrasion. And then from there, because my hair's long enough for a braid, yippee, I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in a very loose French braid and sleep on it with a silk scrunchie. It helps with preventing breakage. That is, scrunchies are actually the only kind of hair tie I use now that it's long. I didn't have hair ties for a long time because it wasn't long enough to need hair ties. I will occasionally use a little elastic, like the small ones you use for particular styling. But when it comes to throwing my hair in a ponytail or putting it in an updo, I'll either use a claw clip or a scrunchie of some sort. It could be a thick scrunchie like this, or one of my silk scrunchies. I don't even know what brand it is. It's called Slip. That's what I use. And I feel much better about that than when I used to, as a kid, use hair ties. Those would always take my hair with them when I took them out. I had to go buy a comb earlier this year. I had to go buy a comb because I never needed one. I didn't need a comb. I would just use my wet hairbrush. I have a wet brush. I didn't need a comb because my hair was so short that I would just like run the brush through my hair 3 times and it was done. Even when it was wet, I was just gentle. If you're inspired to grow your hair out from a pixie cut, or you're desperate and you're looking up this video because you hate the haircut you just got, this is hope that it will take about a year, but you'll get there. You'll get there, I promise. I would say by next year, I'll have my dream hair. Oh, my dream hair is to have it super shiny and healthy and bouncy, back down to where it was when I was a senior in high school, because that's such a flattering length on me. But that should happen by next year, which my birthday is in 8 days, so my 21st birthday, woo. So by my 22nd birthday, I should have my dream hair again. But I love it right now where it's at because it's fairly low maintenance and soft again. So that's really the goal, is to have it healthy. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. That's the story of how I grew up my pixie cut. I am very glad that you watched this video. Thank you for being loyal and sticking around. If you have any questions or you want me to tell you about the specifics of anything that I mentioned in this video, please let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I think I will be making more videos over Christmas break, which will be the 2nd week of December, when I get to actually go home and sleep. Yeah, there should be more videos coming out more frequently during that period of time. So, yes. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.